So Offbeat Intros is a chance to shine a light on artists that make the music that we love. And next on Offbeat Reggae Radio, I'm going to be speaking to the multi-award-winning artist known as the Musical Ambassador, which we will find out exactly why a little bit later. Hardworking and committed to her artistic endeavours and musical career, she has been spreading strong positive messages throughout the world. She has contributed to making a difference in the reggae industry as a recording artiste, songwriter, producer, record label owner, philanthropist and artist consultant. Wow, honestly, I'm so looking forward to this. Talking to me from Toronto, Canada. Really pleased to welcome Tasha T to the show. Hello.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
You're very
really
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Honestly, I read bits and bobs of your bio and thought, oh, am I worthy? You see, you've done so much. Now, before we get some of your songs on, I wondered if you could, for anybody that's not heard of you, if you could catch us up on your career, maybe talk a little bit about the awards that you've won, just catch us right up to date. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. Well, for those who don't know Tasha T, I was born and raised in Toronto, Canada, to Jamaican parents. I was brought up with my mom in a Rastafarian home. And I started out music very, very young. I mean, I remember my mom always used to play the foundation, authentic reggae music, like musicians from Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaac, Burning Spear, Culture, you name it. And it all started from there because we had a sound system, Roadblock International, that was in our home. And that's where everything really, really got started for me. As a little girl, I remember I was always that one in the middle there, in the midst of everything when they used to come and practice. Every week they had like sound clashes, so I was there learning how to mix them down while there's DJing and so forth. I did my first recording in 1991 with Trevor Jr., titled Wicked Man. And then after that, I started to win awards. In 1999, I won the first award for Best Female Newcomer from the Canadian Reggae Music Awards. And then after that, I started seeing myself winning it consecutively, like 3 years, for top female reggae dancehall DJ. And then from the Reggae Music Achievement Awards, I started winning awards from them for Best Female DJ, Top Dancehall DJs, Top Single for the Year, Producer of the Year, Songwriter of the Year. The list goes on. But the most recently award was in 2018, World Citizen Awards and the Bob Marley Foundation for Compete for Peace and Not War Award. That was for my single title, Spread Some Love. And even before that, big accomplishment for me was the Junior Awards, which is equivalent to the Grammy Awards. I was nominated twice for that for my Real Talk album and Them Need More Love single, which is for the best reggae recording. And another thing that is really dear to my heart, that is something different added to my career, was I was nominated for the Best International Indigenous Release. That was for the Real Talk album again, and The Fire in Me. My journey it goes back a long, long way. Tasha T is a DJ. I started out DJing and then eventually I went into singing. First singing song, a remake of Phyllis Dillon's One Life to Live, and I retitled it Win or Lose, which was produced by Sydney Mills and Ras 5 Records, and also Running Rebel Records. That song actually was on the top 30 charts in New York for 22 weeks. I would say I have grown and I'm moving from strength to strength, and I'm very happy of the direction and the mission that I'm on. And Tasha T is definitely a conscious artist that, for me, it's all about the message in the music, to uplift, to motivate, and to educate the people of the world, and especially the younger generation.
I think it's time to get the first of your tracks on, and I think that we've pretty much bullied people into listening to the lyrics. From 2017, can you please introduce it?
Well, this one is titled Spread Some Love, and it's definitely for the ones out there to let you know that violence does not pay. So spread some love and put down those guns. Tasha T letting you know.
From your very own record label, Ras Vibe Records, Spread Some Love from Tasha T. Tell us a bit more about that. Your own label?
Yes, my own label. Ras 5 Records label was formulated in 2000 with my mother and also my stepfather. At that time, decided to produce myself and other artists. So our first artist that we did produce was Sugar Minot. That was a great experience as well. Then from that, we just started to do my stuff. Ras Vibe Records is basically a label that promotes conscious music, the message in the music. So definitely, I'm happy to know that I own my own label, that I'm able to produce my own music, so forth, with other producers. So definitely, yeah, Ras Vibe Records.
Yeah, check it out. Find out more about what they have done. It is Ras Vibe Records. So I've already introduced you as this, but people might not necessarily know exactly why. Can you please tell us how you got the moniker of a musical ambassador?
Well, that now goes back from 2011. I was approached by Hopeton Brown and also Jenny's Wisdom, and they approached me to be the musical ambassador for Read Across Jamaica, and I was like in awe because, as a young girl, I remember that I always wanted to work with children and be able to be that guide for them. So I was very excited when they approached me. They asked me to come up with a theme song, and I was like, theme song, me? Really? So it was a good vibes. I linked up with Fire Fashion. We produced the song together and everything. And then it became Read Across Jamaica Foundation theme song. So Read Across Jamaica, basically, every year they go to Jamaica and provide school books and so forth to the different schools that they visit. So my role as a musical ambassador was to introduce the students the theme song, which is Educate Yourself, and also do fun activities with them. We also do reading activities, which is the main objective for Read Across Jamaica, encouraging students to continue to read, because we know reading improves a lot of stuff. Reading does a lot. We want to keep that to let them know that, listen, education is the key to success. Education is a way of survival. Education is a means of sharpening the mind. And for me, it's a great thing, especially as an artist, to give back and to be that role model for the children of today. Because as we can see, so much things happen in the world, so much distraction for them. So I'm happy to know that I can be there for them that way. Whenever I'm traveling to any other country, I always try to reach out to at least one school that I could visit and donate any school supplies to them. And the same thing, encourage them and have them learn my Educate Yourself song, which that song you can actually find on my Real Talk album. So yes, definitely, that's how I became a part of Read Across Jamaica.
Really interesting. I really like your story. For the next song that we're going to play, we were going to look into musical influences or bands that you believe that we should be listening to. So the song that you've chosen, save that for the end, and then, tell us what helps you create your own music or bands that you sing in the car at the top of your voice. Would you mind sharing them with us?
Oh my gosh, I love all kind of music, but Israel Vibration is a great band. Third World, you name it, the Scatterlights, Chronics as well. You have Kabaka Pyramid, you have the Protege, Dre Island. So many artists out there. I love Beres Hammond because I love my Lovers Rock still. Even though I like the hard steppers beat, but the Lovers Rock, I like those kind of beats because it just gives me a different vibes and energy. Because Tasha T has many moods. There's many moods of Tasha T.
Let's talk about the influence tune that you've chosen to play.
So, Three Little Birds, Bob Marley, actually he had a big impact on my music growing up. And that's why Three Little Birds is one of my favorite songs, because I remember in the struggles and when things were hard for my family and so forth, my mom always used to say, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. So I try to pass on that same message to whenever I'm performing at any concert by incorporating that song to let them know, no matter what you're going through, just have faith and trust in the Most High God. No worry, no stress, have no fear. Just continue to pray, believe in yourself, and keep it positive and keep it real and true to yourself. That's what Bob Marley is. He kept it real and he was true to himself and his own identity.
Don't worry
Offbeat Reggae Radio plays the finest reggae, rocksteady, rootstub and ska, and for 2 weeks in a row we've had the influence track being Bob Marley and the Wailers. This time round, Three Little Birds, a track that we might be more accustomed to than the one that was chosen last time around. While that was on, Tasha T and I were having a little chat, and there was more that you wanted to mention as far as influences, weren't there?
Yes, definitely. I wanted to mention Judy Moyt, Marcia Griffiths, Sister Carol as well has been a big influence on me. There's so much empowerment within the woman that we need to continue to empower each other, by doing collaborations, continue to do more collaborations with each other. As I have another new single titled Love Liberation with Christina Elisa, which is my first single with another female artist. So I'm grateful for that and loving that movement. And that song was produced by Fire Fashion, Real Links Production.
Cool, let's move on. 2020 had a brilliant ring to it, didn't it? Many artists and bands that I talked to had massive plans. They had cool names of tours incorporating the year, which sadly were all put on hold or ditched completely due to the present COVID-19 situation. So it is with hope and optimism that I asked you, what's the plan? What are we going to hear next from Tasha T?
Well, definitely what you're going to hear next, just going to continue creating, working on my next album, just continue to create. That's basically what it is for me. Stay safe, do what is necessary. I think that's about it. There's not much that we can say right now in 2020 because there's so much things going on where we don't know what's the next move. We just have to be aware and be prepared within ourselves, health-wise, reflect, spend more time with family, and just connect with yourself on a whole. And that's how I see it right now. Hopefully when everything is cleared up, then we can all start getting back up on the road and do what we love and continue to spread the good reggae music across the world. We are all one people, one God, one aim, one destiny.
Brilliant message. Love it. Looking to the next song that we're going to play, tell us a little bit more about that.
SMH was released it was in March of this year, and you just have to know when is the right time to do certain things, so when to be there for the people and how to approach it and go about spreading your music, sharing your music, because no one don't know where we're going or what's happening. So we have to find ways of keeping the spirit up, encouraging them, motivate them, again, to let you know that don't worry, everything's going to be all right. Right?
Absolutely. Let's do it then. Tasha T, SMH, plays now.
Mix up one, blend up.
Offbeat Reggae Radio, Tasha T with SMH, which I believe stands for Social Media Hype. Is that right?
Correct. And as we know, everyone knows it as Shaking My Head. But we put a double meaning to it. So I'm shaking my head because of all this social media hype. And so SMH basically is a message song again, and a serious topic. Even though the lyrics might seem like very humorous, but it's very serious because as we can see, social media now has had a big impact on everyone's life in terms of there's pros and cons with social media. But for me, you just got to know how to use it and what to post. And basically the song is saying, honor everything you need for post. And it's not everything you need to share. And again, when it comes to the youths and the younger generation out there, we got to be careful because they learn what they see. So we have to set that example for them because in terms of their mental health, their behavior, even their academic performance as well, because they prefer to be on these social media networking sites instead of learning their lessons. And especially if they have more than 5 social media accounts, it does have a great impact on them. They're also vulnerable to cyberbullying and all this stuff on social media. So it's just stating that do not post everything. Be mindful and be careful what you post. Be responsible of what you post. And that's why I said it's not everything you need to post.
What I will be doing is posting loads of different bits and bobs from you, from Tasha T. Although if people do want to see what I had for breakfast, just ask. And I can and I can do that too.
Right, just ask, right? Or one day you just show them how you cook your breakfast, right? Just teach them some cooking skills, things like that, you know what I'm saying?
I do. Just for being lovely and joining me on the show, I'm going to give you your own page on the Offbeat Reggae Radio website. It'll have music of yours. People can hear snippets as well of different tunes. A bio will be shoved on and any video that I can find too. But what I wanted to do though is give you the opportunity just before you continue your day, I wanted to check if there was anything else that you wanted to mention or places on the internet that you wanted people to take note of before you go.
They can go to my social media accounts. We have Facebook, Tasha T Music Official, Instagram, Tasha T Music, also Twitter, Tasha T Music #1. And I have a YouTube channel. It's Tasha T Music Official. You can also check out all my music on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, you name it. It's all on online platform. And I want to say thank you so much, Andy, for having me. I really appreciate it. Just big up yourself and continue to spread the good message, good reggae music across the world.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming onto the show. I've very much enjoyed the time that I've spent with you. If people didn't manage to note down everything, I will include every link that you've just mentioned on your page at offbeatreggae.com.
Thank you so much, Offbeat Reggae, for having me. And for all the listeners out there, make sure you tune into offbeatreggae.com. Tasha T said that. Much love. Thank you so much for your love and support. God bless you every time. And one thing I have to say, be humble, be patient, be prepared, and just be aware.
And listen to Offbeat Reggae Radio.
Yes.
Shameless plug.
Offbeat Reggae Radio, because none of them can get to we head. Because in a fire, they must spread them bed. If you bite the ends that feed you, you're just like a walking dead. So make sure you tune in. You don't know Tasha T said that.
You are lovely. Thank you very much.